In the headlines, President Buhari endorses party's Muslim ticket, confident of 2023. Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, confirms 3 cases of monkeypox in Borno. Senate passes electricity bill as national grid collapses for the 5th time in 2022. And on the foreign scene, Italy's Prime Minister Mario Draghi resigns as crisis deepens. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Hello and welcome once again. President Muhammadu Buhari has welcomed the choice of ex-Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima as running mate to the APC candidate Bola Tinubu. Buhari said this in a statement by presidential spokesman Garba Shehu after receiving the vice presidential candidate after he was unveiled by the leadership of the party and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In his remarks, Senator Kashim Shettima expressed appreciation to the president for his empathy, support and positive role leading to his emergence as running mate to Bola Tinubu and pledged to remain loyal and devoted to the president and the party.
Our profound gratitude to the father of the nation for his leadership, for his support, and for his endorsement of my person as the vice presidential candidate, APC. We owe him a debt of gratitude. He deserves to be celebrated, and we are here to celebrate him and essentially to thank him most sincerely from the bottom of our hearts. I'm accompanied by my boss, the Governor of Borno State, and the Honorable Minister representing Borno in the Federal Executive Council. This is essentially what brought us here. We felt morally bound to come and thank him personally before we come with a larger delegation on Friday. And he has given us his word that he will campaign vigorously for the ticket for us to cruise home to victory in 2023 presidential elections.
Alhamdulillah, we, the people of Borno State, we are very much grateful. We are so much happy to see one of us becoming the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, of which we never had this opportunity. We are close to this opportunity during MQ Abiola stroke, Babagana Kingibe. So this time around, we believe one of us will become the Vice President of the nation. And inshallah, he will become the Vice President of the entire nation. And indeed, he will support the government of Borno State also, so that I will also consolidate in what I'm doing in the state with the view to moving the nation forward.
Meanwhile, hundreds of demonstrators stormed the National Secretariat of the All Progressive Congress to register their grievances over the position of the party on its Muslim ticket. The demonstration, which was led by a few party members under the auspices of APC House of Fulani Youth Forum, declared that they will not stop protesting until the party does the right thing.
The APC presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a Muslim from southwestern Nigeria, and picking another Muslim from the northeastern part of the country as his running mate is politically and morally indefensible. We hold the firm conviction that such a move can boomerang with unpleasant consequences for the APC at the general elections. Hence, the need for the party's leadership to make haste to correct this error of judgment. As a group, we wish to state unequivocally that we reject the choice of Senator Kashim Shettima as the vice presidential candidate of the APC. This decision is hinged on the need to ensure a balance in the presidential ticket of the APC, as it has been since the return of democracy in 1999.
The Kogi State Police Commissioner, Edward Egbuka, has debunked news making the rounds that 10 police officers were allegedly kidnapped while returning from Osun State governorship election. He said the police officers have been accounted for by the command. The commissioner, who disclosed this on Wednesday, said the convoy of the officers was actually attacked by bandits on Sunday, but none of them was kidnapped as alleged. He added that when the said police officers were attacked, all of them escaped into the bush to avoid being kidnapped. CP Ebuka stated further that when the dust settled down, all the 10 officers alleged to have been kidnapped returned safely from their hideout and have rejoined their colleagues in Nasarawa State. Meanwhile, the police in Gombe have uncovered no fewer than 16 vehicles with sealed number plates and another with banned spy number plates in the state. This followed an operation to enforce the ban on the police spy number plate in the state. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
The police public relations officer, Gombe State ASP Mahid Moazu, said the exercise for the enforcement of the ban on police number plate will be continuous. The PPRO said the police is making progress in the operations which will help prevent criminals from taking advantage of the spy number plate.
This will improve in boosting the security architecture of the state, and particularly some people using the cover plate number and the police spy number. They are hiding under the police spy plate number just to break, sometimes to breach security checks, and sometimes just to perform or carry out their criminal activities. And removing this and ensuring nobody who covers his plate number, his identity is revealed. There is no problem. If his identity is revealed, everybody would know who is the particular person riding this vehicle. Okay. That is just the reason behind it.
Some defaulters who spoke to newsmen said they were not aware of the ban.
I don't know, but now I know. Whatever I see somebody, if he close his plate number, I will take the solution and I give him an advice. It's not good. It is the information from IG.
So na taho da mota lamba a kulle wadda kuma dokar kasa ta bada doka.
I drive a car with a sealed number plate, which is illegal. I don't know about the ban. It is a mistake, but it won't happen again.
Kuma Allah da za kiyaye. Ba za kuma sake kulle lamba a mota ban Allah ya.
The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, had announced a ban on the use of police spy number plates nationwide, saying the ban is to enforce traffic rules. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in Katsina State has vowed to wield the sledgehammer on vandals and other criminals disrupting the fragile peace of the state. The state commandant of the NSCDC, Muhammad Bello, announced this while parading some suspected electricity transformer vandals in Katsina. Trust TV's Abdullahi Yamadi reports that the fight against vandals and other miscreants is coming at a time when the war against terrorists is hitting hard on the citizens of the state. His report.
These suspects were caught in the act and arrested by the NSCDC in Kanja local government. Activities of vandals have thrown dozens of communities into darkness and untold hardship in the last few months.
And actually these people, they are not first-time offenders. They actually participated in series of petty crimes in Dubai town. They were responsible for stealing sets of generators. They were responsible for even setting ablaze a farm product belonging to someone. It's called Ibrahim. They were also responsible for stealing domestic animals. They were equally responsible for breaking into the Sharia court complex in Dubai and stealing fans and other items. So they are serious criminals, but this command in its efforts, because we are not relenting in our effort to fight these people that are destroying, vandalizing critical infrastructure and assets. So we are making all efforts to make sure that all these people are brought to book.
The suspected vandals and miscreants, Kabir Janaidu, Yahya Yunusa, and Muhammad Hamza, who confessed to committing the offense, are asking the NSCDC to temper justice with mercy. Others in the custody of the NSCDC are two suspected phone snatchers who were arrested in connection with snatching and beating their victims to the point of coma. I regret my actions. I participated in the vandalization of so many electricity transformer and cables in Katsina State. There was a time we took some materials to Lokoja in Kogi State, where we sold them to one of our masters. We were arrested for the offense we have committed. We are victims of circumstances. There is poverty everywhere. No food, no job, no capital, nothing. This is out of necessity. Worried by the increasing spate of criminalities, the commandant announced the constitution of security stakeholders committees comprising traditional and opinion leaders as well as political actors. The committees also include chairmen and secretaries of community security committees to assist the NSCDC and sister security organizations to checkmate the activities of miscreants in Katsina metropolis. The ancient city of Katsina is facing a serious breach of security fueled by political thuggery on other criminal acts. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And now to health matters, where the Borno State Ministry of Health has reported cases of monkeypox infections in the state. The State Director of Health confirmed the development, saying that out of the 4 suspected cases, 3 were confirmed positive by the NCDC. Trust TV reports that the stakeholders and development partners are strategizing to ensure proper sensitization to enhance prevention of the epidemic-prone disease. The report.
The sensitization campaign, which was kick-started by the World Health Organization, focused on the health dangers of COVID-19, cholera, malaria, and monkeypox. These diseases that claimed millions of lives globally, experts said are contracted through unhygienic environments and unhealthy lifestyle. The outbreak of monkeypox in Borno State prompted the World Health Organization to engage its community health champions to embark on the sensitization campaign to 30 households in 30 days.
Da ake cewa monkeypox ko yi sanan mamata so saboda haka irin yaran mu haka matasa da suke farauta su je su kamo wannan nama su kamo wannan kuma saboda haka zamu ringa tsaftace muhallin mu da abubuwan cin mu da shan mu.
They taught us the importance of cleaning our houses and also how to properly wash and boil meats so as to avoid sickness, and we should ensure good hygiene for our children. We, the community, accept this sensitization program because my interactions with the households, they appreciate the knowledge on these diseases. So anything that has to do with health, we welcome it because there is high rate of diseases in this community.
The WHO and Ministry of Health and the partners are working around the clock to ensuring that we intensify the case search for the cases in the communities, and also we do contact tracing. We've been collecting samples to ensure that those suspected cases are also tested, and we are also making sure that the health workers are being sensitized and empowered in a sense that they will be able also to timely report and pick up those cases that might have reported to the facilities, and also try to give them the necessary support that are required.
The World Health Organization said it will extend the campaign to prone communities in the state.
And still talking health, the Zamfara state government is to partner with the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, and other relevant stakeholders to tackle cholera disease in the state. The Executive Secretary of the state's Primary Healthcare Board, Dr. Ismail Tukur, disclosed this to journalists in Gusau, the state capital, shortly after a meeting with stakeholders on interventions in cholera-prone areas in the state.
All the directors are here with us. All the coordinators for WASH and other activities are all here with us. So we are going to ensure that those plans are implemented according to the priority areas and strategies that are being recommended by the partners.
On the part of the efforts the government is doing to ensure that there is safe drinking water across the state, we have a plan that we are going to bring for us. Presently, More than 20 boreholes are going to be drilled, 30 new solar motorized boreholes. And part of this meeting we are holding has to do with the additional funding we are receiving from UNICEF.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break, struggling dry meat business. This and more after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now, a recap of our top stories. President Buhari endorses party's Muslim ticket, confident of 2023. And Nigeria Center for Disease Control confirms 3 cases of monkeypox in Borno. And in other news, motorists in the FCT have been urged to make their vehicles roadworthy to enable law enforcement officers carry out their duties effectively. The Senior Special Assistant to the FCT Minister, Ikharo Atta, stated this during an enforcement raid by the Directorate of Road Traffic Services in Abuja. The report.
Ikharo Atta further revealed that the exercise is in line with the master plan of the Federal Capital Territory.
We have seen so far is all a chain. The city runs as a chain. Both the transportation system, both the environmental system, both the structural system, both the educational system, everything runs as a chain, heavily connected together as one here. What we see going on here will help save the city. You could see the way some drivers who actually don't have plate numbers drive. You imagine you boarding a car without a plate number, you're asking how safe you are and how better the city will be looking at.
The clampdown, which started from Wuye, saw the team impounding vehicles to serve as deterrents to road users in the Federal Capital Territory. The team also used the opportunity to sensitize road users on car maintenance. Places like Jabi Upstairs, Jabi Masallachi, Jabi Yakubu, and other areas were also not left out in the operation. The head of Public Relations Division of the Directorate of Road Traffic Service, Kalu Emetu, further explained that the enforcement operations became necessary to get rid of all unworthy cars in the FCT, adding that roadside motor parks was also not be spared to curb the rate of criminality in the state.
In less than 1.5 hours, we've been able to pick 34 rickety vehicles within the city center. A section of the city center, that's to tell you what Abuja is turning to. When people walk, it's as if they are not walking. All the effort we are making to keep Abuja clean, to rid Abuja of all these rickety vehicles. You see many of them without number, many of them without side mirror, many of them with very bad shaped windscreen. Many of them smoking as if you are inside one old woman's kitchen.
An assistant director of the Directorate of Road Traffic Service, Osho Deborah, added that clearing unworthy cars will help reduce accidents on our roads.
We have some that are parked on the walkway. We have some that are parking at places that are not designated for parking. So we are on a general operation to rid the city of one, unroadworthy and rickety vehicles. Secondly, those parking on the walkway, and thirdly, those parking illegally or making some places park where they are not designated to park.
Others who spoke during the enforcement operation said it is important for road users to adhere strictly to the rules and regulations governing traffic operations at all times.
Now, dried meat, popularly known as kilishi, is among the most profitable trades associated with butchers in northern Nigeria. In Sokoto State, the business of kilishi has been thriving for years, but slowed down recently due to the high cost of animals and other materials used in preparing it. Idris Jibril reports that traders are now struggling to maintain the trade. The report.
Arzika Bello has been in the business of kilishi for over 60 years. He inherited the trade from his father and is now passing it to 5 of his children. There was a time when you can never get kilishi anywhere in Sokoto apart from this place. But now that people are gradually realizing the importance of kilishi, you can find it in many parts of Sokoto State. Dried meat, otherwise known as kilishi, is done from various animals and is popular among butchers in many parts of northern Nigeria. In Sokoto State, traders say the business of kilishi is paying off. Honestly, this trade is very, very important and is helpful to us. It's been helping us because we grew up and see our father doing this business, and he taught us how to do it, and we are still doing it. And it is with this trade that he took our responsibilities from primary school to secondary school. Some of us have even finished university. But the inadequate capital, the high cost of animals and other ingredients used in preparing it, as well as the lack of government intervention, is gradually threatening the very survival of this trade in Sokoto. Actually, our main challenge is the high cost of animals and the other ingredients that we are using to prepare the kilishi. In fact, some animals, if you slaughter it, you can't even make the money out of it because it's very expensive. So everything is actually expensive, and we have been yearning for government intervention, and up till now it hasn't come. We've been trying, and they have been promising us that they will help us, they will assist us in making this trade better. But up till now, we haven't seen any assistance. Although several promises were made to these people, but they say it hasn't been fulfilled yet, and that if nothing is done to assist them, their business may be extinct. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Sokoto.
And the Senate has passed the Electricity Bill 2022 to improve the utilization of generated power and solve the sector's challenges. The bill was passed on Wednesday after the consideration of a report by the Senate Committee on Power. The report.
Chairman of the committee, Senator Gabriel Suswam, said the bill seeks to, among others, provide an ideal legal and institutional framework to leverage on the modest gains of the privatization phase of the electricity power sector in Nigeria.
Mr. President, this one deals with situation where state, in the bill now, state can legally generate power, transmit and distribute without any hindrance. Any individual who have the capacity can do same. That is a new introduction in the bill. It has now opened up so that any individual who have the capacity can go and generate power, transmit it, and distribute it if we have the capacity to engage in transmission and distribution. That has been introduced now, and so Nigerians are free.
The Senate President, midway through consideration of the bill, sought to know the role and operational capacity of banks that had taken over distribution companies indebted to them.
Were taken over by some banks that this discourse owed so much money. That changes the landscape, because banks, or let me say those banks, do not have the capacity, the wherewithal to run the discourse. What happens with our discourse now in the hands of banks? Are they going to privatize them again, or government should look into it and do the privatization once again.
Responding, Senator Suswam explains that the takeover of entities by banks was duly carried out in collaboration with the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission and Bureau of Public Enterprise. The Electricity Bill 2020, after a close-by-close consideration of the committee's report by the Committee of the Whole, was passed by the upper chamber.
The Joint Border Patrol Team, JBPT, a federal government anti-smuggling task force in the North Central Zone, has seized 44 bales of infectious fairly used clothing and shoe materials, popularly called tokumbo, with duty-paid value of 3.6 million naira. Speaking with journalists in Ilorin on the sidelines of the recent achievements recorded by the team, the coordinator, JBPT Sector 3 Controller Olugboyega Peters, said the command is facing several challenges, which include killings of officers on duty by smugglers. The report.
According to the coordinator of the Joint Border Patrol Team of the North Central Zone, the smuggled items were packed in a luxury bus popularly called Marco Polo along Abuja-Lokoja Highway. The bus also had 16 sacks of fairly used infectious shoes with a duty-paid value of 3.68 million naira. The comptroller, who said that the materials are injurious to human health, confirmed that an acidic odor was oozing out of the bus used to convey the items.
We have total of 107 seizures. Then the total DPV of 139,707,500 naira. In areas of operation, of our operation, the smugglers, most of them are Nigerians.
Peters also said that
And on the foreign scene, Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi has submitted his resignation to President Sergio Mattarella after key coalition partners withdrew their support for his government. In a statement on Thursday, the president's office says Mattarella has taken a note of the resignation and asked Draghi's government to remain in a caretaker capacity. The resignation opens the way for early elections in September or October. A statement by the president's office did not specify whether Mattarella will dissolve parliament or call snap elections. And that wraps up Trust TV News Update for this hour. For more news, you can subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for joining us.